Praise be to Allah, who has revealed to his servant the book, free of all crookedness. He has made it straight, to warn of severe punishment from him, and to give good tidings to the believers, who do righteous deeds, that they will have a good reward, in which they will remain forever. And to warn those who say, Allah has taken a son. They have no knowledge of it, nor had their fathers. Grave is the word that comes out of their mouths, they speak not except a lie. Then perhaps you would kill yourself, through grief over them, O Muhammad, if they do not believe in this message of Allah. Surely we have made all that is on the earth an embellishment, for it in order to test people, as to who of them is better in conduct. And indeed, we will make that which is upon it, into a barren ground. Do you think that the people of the cave, and the inscription were one of our wondrous signs? When the youths retreated to the cave, and said, Our Lord, grant us from yourself mercy, and prepare for us from our affair right guidance. So we cast a cover of sleep, over their ears within the cave, for a number of years. Then we woke them, so that we could make clear, which of the two parties was better able to work out, how long they had been there. It is we who narrate to you, O Muhammad, their story in truth. Indeed, they were youths, who believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance. And we made firm their hearts when they stood up, and said, Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Never will we invoke besides him, any deity. We would have certainly spoken, then, an excessive transgression. These our people have taken for worship gods, other than him. Why do they not bring for them a clear authority? And who does more wrong, than he who invents a lie against Allah? Now that you have left such people, and what they worshipped instead of God, take refuge in the cave. God will shower his mercy on you, and make you an easy way out of your ordeal. You could have seen the light of the sun as it rose, moving away to the right of their cave, and when it set, moving away to the left of them, while they lay in the wide space inside the cave. This is one of God's signs. Those people God guides are rightly guided, but you will find no protector, to lead to the right path for those he leaves to stray. You would have thought they were awake, though they lay asleep. We turned them over, to the right and the left, with their dog stretching out its forelegs at the entrance. If you had seen them, you would have turned, and run away, filled with fear of them. In time we woke them, and they began to question one another. One of them asked, How long have you been here? And some answered, A day or part of a day, but then others said, Your Lord knows best how long you have been here. One of you go to the city with your silver coins, find out where the best food is there, and bring some back. But be careful not to let anyone know about you. If they found you out, they would stone you, or force you to return to their religion, where you would never come to any good. In this way, we brought them to people's attention, so that they might know that God's promise of resurrection is true, and that there is no doubt about the last hour, though people argue among themselves. Some said, Construct a building over them. Their Lord knows best about them. Those who prevailed said, We shall build a place of worship over them. Some say, The sleepers were 3, and their dog made 4, others say, They were 5, and the dog made 6, guessing in the dark. And some say, They were 7, and their dog made 8. Say Prophet, My Lord knows best how many they were. Only a few have real knowledge about them, so do not argue, but stick to what is clear, and do not ask any of these people about them. And never say of anything, Indeed, I will do that tomorrow. Without adding, If Allah wills. And, whenever you forget, remember your Lord, and say, May my Lord guide me closer to what is right. And they remained in their cave, for 300 years, and exceeded by 9. Say, Allah is most knowing of how long they remained. He has knowledge of the unseen aspects of the heavens and the earth. How seeing is he and how hearing. They don't have any protector besides him, and he does not share his legislation with anyone. And recite, O Muhammad, what has been revealed to you, of the book of your Lord. None can change his words, and you will never find a refuge other than him. Content yourself with those who pray to their Lord morning and evening, seeking his approval, and do not let your eyes turn away from them, out of desire for the attractions of this worldly life. Do not yield to those whose hearts we have made heedless of our Quran, those who follow their own low desires, those whose ways are unbridled. And say, The truth is from your Lord, so whoever wills, let him believe, and whoever wills, let him disbelieve. Indeed, we have prepared for the wrongdoers a fire whose walls will surround them. And if they call for relief, they will be relieved with water like murky oil, which scalds their faces. Wretched is the drink, and evil is the resting place. Surely, those who have believed, and done good deeds, indeed, we will not allow the reward to be lost, of any who did well in deeds. Those will have gardens of eternity, beneath them rivers will flow. There they will be given bracelets of gold, and will wear green robes of finest silk and gold embroidery. There they will be comfortably seated on soft chairs. What a blessed reward, what a pleasant resting place! And present to them an example of two men. We granted to one of them 2 gardens of grapevines, and we bordered them with palm trees, and placed between them fields of crops. Each of the 2 gardens produced its fruit, and did not fail in any way. And in the midst of them we caused a river to flow. And he had fruit, so he said to his companion, while he was conversing with him, I am greater than you in wealth, and mightier in numbers of men. And he entered his garden, while he was unjust to himself. He said, I do not think that this will perish, ever. And I do not think the hour of judgment will occur. And even if I should be brought back to my Lord, I will surely find better than this as a return. His companion said to him, while he was conversing with him, Have you disbelieved in He, who created you from dust, and then from a sperm drop, and then proportioned you as a man? But as for me, He is Allah, my Lord, and I do not associate with my Lord anyone. And why did you, when you entered your garden, not say, What Allah willed, has occurred? There is no power except in Allah. Although you see me less than you, in wealth and children, it may be that my Lord will give me something better than your garden, and will send upon it a calamity from the sky, and it will become a smooth, dusty ground. Or its water will become sunken into the earth, so you would never be able to seek it. Eventually, all his produce was destroyed, and he began to wring his hands in sorrow at the loss of what he had spent on it, and on seeing it fallen down upon its trellises, saying, Oh, I wish I had not associated anyone with my Lord. And there was no company, beside Allah, to help him, nor could he be of any help to himself. There, the authority is completely for Allah, the true God. He gives the best rewards and the best outcome. And present to them the example of the life of this world, its being, like rain, which we send down from the sky, and the vegetation of the earth mingles with it, and then it becomes dry remnants, scattered by the winds. And Allah is ever, over all things, perfect in ability. Wealth and children are but adornment of the worldly life. But the enduring good deeds are better to your Lord for reward, and better for one's hope. And warn of the day, when we will remove the mountains, and you will see the earth prominent, and we will gather them, and not leave anyone behind from them. And they will be presented before your Lord, Allah, in rows, and He will say, You have certainly come to us, just as we created you the first time. But you claimed that we would never make for you an appointment. And then the record of their deeds shall be placed before them, and you will see the guilty, full of fear for what it contains, and will say, Woe to us! What a record this is! It leaves nothing, big or small, but encompasses it. They will find their deeds confronting them. Your Lord wrongs no one. And mention, when we said to the angels, Prostrate to Adam, and they prostrated, except for Iblis. He was of the jinn, and departed from the command of his Lord. Then will you take him and his descendants as allies, other than me, while they are enemies to you? Wretched it is for the wrongdoers, as an exchange. I did not make them witness to the creation of the heavens and the earth, or to the creation of themselves, and I would not have taken them as guiders, as assistants. And warn of the day when He will say, Call my partners, whom you claimed, and they will invoke them, but they will not respond to them. And we will put between them a valley of destruction. And the criminals will see the fire, and will be certain that they are to fall in there. And they will find no escape from it. And we have certainly diversified in this Quran, for the people, from every kind of example. But man has ever been, most of anything, prone to dispute. What is it that prevented mankind from believing, when the guidance came to them, and from asking forgiveness of their Lord, except that they would like to be treated as the nations of yore, or that they would like to see the scourge come upon them face to face? We only send messengers to bring good news and to deliver warning, yet the disbelievers seek to refute the truth with false arguments and make fun of my messages and warnings. And who is more unjust than one who is reminded of the verses of his Lord, but turns away from them and forgets what his hands have put forth? Indeed, we have placed over their hearts coverings, lest they understand it, and in their ears deafness. And if you invite them to guidance, they will never be guided, then, ever. And your Lord is the forgiving, full of mercy. If he were to impose blame upon them, for what they earned, he would have hastened for them the punishment. Rather, for them is an appointment, from which they will never find an escape. And those cities, we destroyed them, when they wronged, and we made for their destruction an appointed time. And mention, when Moses said to his servant, I will not cease traveling, until I reach the junction of the two seas, or continue for a long period. But when they reached the junction between them, they forgot their fish, and it took its course into the sea, slipping away. So when they had passed further on, Moses said to his servant, Bring us our morning meal. Truly, we have suffered much fatigue in this, our journey. The servant said, Did you see what happened? When we went to the rock to take rest, I forgot the fish, and it is only Satan who caused me to forget to mention it to you, so that it made its way into the sea, in a strange manner. Moses said, That is what we were seeking. So they returned, following their footprints. And then they found a servant, from among our servants, to whom we had given mercy from us, and had taught him from us a certain knowledge. Moses said to him, May I follow you, on the condition that you teach me from what you have been taught, of sound judgment. He said, Indeed, with me, you will never be able to have patience. And how can you have patience, for what you do not encompass in knowledge? Moses said, You will find me, if Allah wills, patient, and I will not disobey you in any order. He said, Well, if you follow me, do not ask me concerning anything, until I myself mention it to you. So they set out, until when they had embarked on the ship, he tore it open. Moses said, Have you torn it open to drown its people? You have certainly done a grave thing. He said, Did I not say that with me you would never be able to have patience? Moses said, Forgive me for forgetting. Do not make it too hard for me to follow you. And so they traveled on. Then, when they met a young boy, and the man killed him, Moses said, How could you kill an innocent person? He has not killed anyone. What a terrible thing to do. He said, Did I not tell you that with me, you would never be able to have patience? Moses said, From now on, if I question anything you do, banish me from your company, you have put up with enough from me. So they set out, until when they came to the people of a town, they asked its people for food, but they refused to offer them hospitality. And they found in there a wall about to collapse, so he restored it. Moses said, If you wished, you could have taken a payment for it. He said, This is parting between me and you. I will inform you of the interpretation of that about which you could not have patience. The boat belonged to some needy people who made their living from the sea, and I damaged it, because I knew that a king was coming after them, who was seizing every serviceable boat by force. And as for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that he would overburden them by transgression and disbelief. So we desired that their Lord should grant them another in his place, a son more upright and more tender-hearted. And as for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys in the city, and there was a treasure beneath it for them, and their father had been righteous. So your Lord intended that they reach maturity and extract their treasure as a mercy from your Lord. And I did not do it of my own accord. That is the interpretation of that, about which you could not have patience. And they ask you, O Muhammad, about Dhul Qarnayn. Say, I will recite to you a remembrance of him. We granted him power in the land, and endowed him with all kinds of resources. So he followed away. Until, when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it as if setting in a spring of dark mud, and he found near it a people. Allah said, O Dhul Qarnayn, either you punish them, or else adopt among them a way of goodness. He said, As for one who wrongs, we will punish him. Then he will be returned to his Lord, and he will punish him with a terrible punishment. But as for one who believes and does righteousness, he will have a reward of paradise, and we will speak to him from our command with ease. Then he followed another way. Until, when he came to the rising of the sun, he found it rising on a people, for whom we had not made any shield against it. Thus, and we had encompassed all that he had in knowledge. Then he followed another way. Until, when he reached a pass between 2 mountains, he found beside them a people who could hardly understand his speech. They said, O Dhul Qarnayn, indeed Yajooj and Majooj are great corrupters in the land. So may we assign for you an expenditure that you might make between us and them a barrier? He said, That in which my Lord has established me is better than what you offer, but assist me with strength. I will make between you and them a barrier. Bring me sheets of iron, until, when he had leveled them, between the two mountain walls, he said, Blow with bellows, until when he had made it like fire, he said, Bring me, that I may pour over it, molten copper. Thus were they made powerless, to scale it or to dig through it. Dhul Qarnayn said, This is a mercy from my Lord, but when the time of my Lord's promise shall come, he will level the rampart with the ground. My Lord's promise always comes true. And we will leave them that day, surging over each other, and then the horn will be blown, and we will assemble them in one assembly. And that day we shall present hell, for unbelievers to see, all spread out. Those, whose eyes were blind, to my signs, those, who were unable to hear. Do then those who disbelieve, think that they can take, my slaves as aliyah, besides me? Verily, we have prepared hell, as an entertainment for the disbelievers. Say, O Muhammad, shall we tell you, who will be the greatest losers, in respect of their works? They are those, whose effort is lost in worldly life, while they think, that they are doing well in work. Those are the ones, who disbelieve in the verses of their Lord, and in their meeting him, so their deeds have become worthless, and we will not assign to them any importance, on the day of resurrection. That is their reward, hell, because they rejected faith, and took my signs, and my messengers as a joke. Indeed, those who have believed, and done righteous deeds, they will have the gardens of paradise, as a lodging. There they will remain, stay forever, never wishing to leave. Say, if the sea were ink, for writing the words of my Lord, the sea would be exhausted, before the words of my Lord were exhausted, even if we brought the like of it, another sea, as a supplement. Say, I am only a man like you, to whom it has been revealed, that your God is one God. So whoever would hope for the meeting, with his Lord, let him do righteous work, and do not associate anyone, in the worship of his Lord.